while you did talk about the legal aspects of things, like, similarly, like the way the budget came out and the way that it's been talked about, you can see how it's been so politicized. But actually, when you come down to talking about it or criticizing it, people don't have concrete points, even for the sake of just countering it. So while that may be legal, that may not be ethical. So on the Hindenburg side, you can see that they are a short seller company. How ethical is it? Of course, it's legal, but how ethical is it? And secondly, even though the the pledge promoting has gone down a lot for Adani company, like I think it was 54 back in 2020, and now I think by the end of 2022, it was 17%. Even though that is legal, how ethical are both those things on either side of the camp?
See, first thing is short selling is not wrong. Rather, my friend, he is a stockbroker, and he advised his clients, and many of his clients sold Adani Enterprises at 3,800 levels. Short selling is not wrong. If I believe that a particular share is overvalued and the price has to come down, then I am supposed to sell if I have a confidence in my own self. So nothing wrong in that. The real question is the methodology used by Hindenburg, and I'll quote Southern New York District Court, who said that Hindenburg's report on, DraftKing, there was a company named DraftKing. It cannot be taken at purely face value because the intent of Hindenburg is to earn money by creating suspicions and hammering. He may be right or wrong in his allegations. That is upon the companies to prove or the courts to prove, which Adani is now going to the court in US. And Hindenburg has not given any private information or sensitive information which we don't know of. He has used all the public information to create a perception and, that Adani is wrong. I'm not saying Adani is totally right, as one of the questions about the leverage was asked about the current ratio, which is a concern because when we as finance management teachers or as professionals teach our young, juniors or students, that 2:1 is the ideal ratio. So Adani also he is a high risk player. People need to know it, but he has shown it. ऐसा नहीं है कि उसने छुपाया है. But Hindenburg's intent of making money by creating a perception. Second thing is this report, if I see very clearly, as a chartered accountant, when I see, this is nothing in it. All aspersions, some things which are cooked beyond, यानी, रायते को तड़का दिया है और salad में दही डाला है. If I have to put it in very simple language to give an analogy. And this report, according to me, seeing the language and everything, Hindenburg ne naam diya hai ya thoda kaam, some work has been done by Hindenburg. This report largely looks like manufactured in India by some forces in India who don't want the country to grow or Adani to be heard, so that the message is sent to the corporate sector that don't be close to Modi, otherwise you will also be screwed. The report language, see, in the past, there was section 397, 398 of Companies Act, which was used for corporate blackmailing. So people will read the balance sheet, create some ruckus and all that, and try to extract some money from promoters of the company. Okay, that is now section 241 to 244 of the Companies Act 2013. So when I read this, I find that this is more of that blackmailing kind of report, which is made public to create aspersions and hurt the stock price so that Hindenburg can make money. To a particular extent, I am with Hindenburg saying that if he has released the report, he also has his skin in the game because he has shorted the shares. But the way the ecosystem is created to ensure that Hindenburg makes money, and I don't think it is only Hindenburg, there will be many other people in India who would also have gone short, including some political parties who can raise money for the next elections. So to that extent, it is unethical. Otherwise, short selling is fully ethical.
One more question is, sir, about the shell companies. There is, I think, Mauritius-based shell companies and other companies that the Hindenburg report has misrepresented or sort of mentioned it in their own words. Can you cover that up?
That is a very interesting thing. Rather, I missed it out, but good you asked this question. I welcome this question. There are no shell companies. That is a hype created by media because 90% of the media professionals themselves don't know what is shell. Now, I'll give you an example. See, first thing is we have created, this is not something, I'll tell you, one of when the Paradise Papers were leaked, 3 of my friends were in the Paradise Papers list. And everybody is like, "Arey, iske paas to 2 number ka paisa hai," this, that, all those kind of things. And you know what was it? He had registered a company, which was a fund in one of the tax havens. And tax havens is not a bad thing. We have made it a dirty thing. I'll give you an analogy. Apologies if anybody feels offended. But if I'm going, if there is an actress or a starlet in media and entertainment sector, we have, because of a few, cases here and there, we have started branding every person in a wrong manner. That is not the case. There could be a few things here and there. I'm not denying that. As a chartered accountant, as a finance professional, I don't deny that. But companies are required, because what happens is they are not shell companies. They are companies which have a specific business. Now, see, Gautam Adani is such a big businessman. He would be meeting you, he would be meeting someone else, he would be meeting Sonamji and Prasunji. Now there are 10 people. All the businesses cannot be in Adani Enterprises. Okay. And a businessman doesn't have only one business. He has other 10 businesses, because he's going around. If he meets you and you give him a business idea, you give him a few contacts and say that Gautam bhai, let's do this business. He'll open a separate company. He'll not put you into Adani Enterprises. If he then meets Sonamji and some question comes, some business opportunity comes, he will have a separate company. What we have done is, first thing is, we have vilified tax havens. Tax havens are not to be vilified. If I have to go a bit more, maybe 2 minutes, if you permit, if you have time, otherwise I'll not extend it. But say, when I'm a global player or a global investor, I need one particular place to keep my foot on, which has an open market from where money can be sent anywhere and brought anywhere. Okay. And that is the use of tax havens. And tax havens are not coming out of nowhere. There is a proper planned strategy. Mauritius or Cayman Islands or, Malta, Isle of Man, British Virgin Islands, they have all worked on a specific strategy to attract foreign investment into that country. From that country, it can go to multiple countries. So it is a very scientifically decided thing. It is not something, what the media has created. And if I'm meeting 100 people, I will have 100 different business ideas. Some may click and I may do something in a company. If it doesn't work, okay, why should I put the risk on the investors? And when I have my own money as well, and I'm not supposed to do only one business. I can do any number of business. We see it even as a small businessman who is, doing a small trading in Sadar Bazaar. Okay. Even he has 3-4 companies. So what is the problem with Gautam Adani? So that they are all, if I'm seen with some 3-4 girls, they separately, oh, Sumeet Mehta is a very bad guy, that kind of. So apologies for that. So that is how it is created into a wrong manner.